All right, everybody, I'm here with Dan, Essential Energy Man.
Good morning.
And man, I don't know anything about how EMFs work. I don't know how to explain this incredible contraption. But what I am amazed by is 16 months ago, where we are sitting now was a sand foundation. It was a blank canvas with no life. Now there are butterflies and bees, and there's incredible life all around us. And everybody who stands here says they can feel it. They just feel the life here, the symphony, the orchestra. It's just profound with positive energy. Do you think that has something to do with this?
What we have is it's a photonic EMF protection. So it is EMF protection, right? But it's photonic. It's light-based. And a lot of what we see with EMF protection is more on maybe a frequency generator that has to be plugged in or whatnot. But the freedom that you get from this device is there's no wires, there's nothing there. So why is that? Well, so all of light, we're living in a sea of light.
Yes.
A sea of light. And your plants, everything emits these, what we call biophotons.
Yeah.
Fritz Albert Popp was the father of that. He really uncovered a lot of understanding on what biophotons are. And they are light, and they are highly coherent. The coherence is defined by predictability and stability.
Wow. Yeah, that's amazing.
Right.
Yeah, okay, keep going.
And so the predictability is that these photons are very coherent, very strong. They pass a ton of information. But the stability of them is the quality of what they are. And that stability is based in nature. And when nature is in resonance with each other,
I get that.
It all works.
Yes.
We resonate with all of nature here. That's why you come on to Galt's Landing and you feel it, right? Because there's life here.
There's life here.
All of the man-made technology that we are inundated with today is not congruent with nature. It's not natural, right? We've heard terms like non-native EMF, man-made EMF, unnatural EMF. Well, it's all chaotic. How can something man-made be as balanced and coherent and congruent as nature itself?
Exactly. And the same people that are making this are the same people that control the poison production in all levels of our society.
Right. Through
Through the media, through fear, through scarcity, and through the poisons that they're putting in our soil, our air, our water, our stomachs, our minds, and our medicines. Right. So I got the story that I had a direct experience with, and so did General Blaine Holt. We went to dinner with you in Spokane about 4 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And we each ordered a glass of wine, and Blaine-O was late. General Holt was late, about 20 minutes late for dinner. And you said, Jim, have a sip of your wine and then set it on the device, right? What do you call this device?
This is called the conditioner.
The conditioner. Okay,
Yep.
So I had a sip of my wine. It was normal wine, and at the end it had a little bitterness to it. It was just what I consider normal wine. I set it on the conditioner for about 45 seconds or so. I had another sip, and it was different. It was better. There was no bitterness at the end. It tasted better. So then, and I am always a skeptic, I'm like, okay, I get the placebo. I love the placebo, but I also am very skeptical, so I'm like, I want to make sure that something's really happening. And not that the placebo isn't real, it absolutely is. But anyway, Blaine-O comes by, and we told him to do the same thing. And he's a wine guy, so he's like more of a connoisseur than I am. So he smells, tastes the wine. He sets it down on the conditioner, and then a minute later he picks it up, and before he drank it, he goes, oh, it smells very different. And then he sipped it, and he went, this is what's happening here. There's something awesome happening here.
Frequency is everywhere.
Yeah.
Color, light, sound, shape.
It's all frequency.
It's all frequency.
Yes, so Tesla said, if you want to find the secrets of the universe, think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration, but don't think, experience, feel the frequency and the vibration.
More of the right brain versus our analytical left brain. Get connected with nature again. And what I think what's happening is that as as we are becoming more congruent in our brains, where our right brain is starting to become more active, we're getting more connected with nature, right? We are waking up and we're realizing, wow, these phones, these Wi-Fi routers, Starlink, different things, the way they transmit the information isn't
it's
what we
unnatural
want.
And it's disruptive to our makeup. Our foundational makeup is frequency, right? And so
natural frequency.
And nature's God's design.
Yes.
God didn't mess up, right? Nature is perfection. In fact, I want to do a quick show around. When we're done, before we're done, I want to take that camera and I want to show everybody what's around us.
Right.
So they can see and feel, or at least through the camera, when you see it, you'll be able to start to feel what's going on here.
Right. Yeah, and energy is actually effect.
Yeah.
So there can be the same word. What your energy is what the effect is going to be.
Yeah.
So if the energy is chaotic and unnatural, the effect is chaotic, unnatural. What we found is an ability with photonic technology here to actually be a tuner, kind of like a biotuner, bioharmonizer for our nature, to kind of bring it back into sync with creation, back into sync with who we are, because our cells all have memory, right? Our cells have memory. Water has memory. We're made up of a lot of water. And that has memory, and when it's resonating, it restores that original creation state.
Yep.
And that's what you and General Holt experienced with that wine. That's why it happens so quickly. Is that wine? It was restored to a more balanced, resonant state.
That is what I experienced. Now, give us 2 or 3 examples. You shared one yesterday. Of people that are using these systems and getting higher yields and more success in growing food and other things.
Yeah, it's amazing how when you get with food, like plants, they don't have an endocrine system, right. So it's all about energy and the quality of energy. And so what we'll see is the photosynthesis increases and the chlorophyll production increases, and that leads to higher yields. And the yields can be conservatively anything from 10 to 40%, depending on where the soil is at.
10 to 40%.
Yeah.
And how big of an area does this serve?
This unit can scale from, well, we have two of these kind of ag conditioner styles that can work in the home or offices, and they can scale from from just a few acres all the way up to 10,000 or more acres.
Wow, it depends on the size of the system and how much conditioning it can do.
And depending on your particular layout, we can actually engineer it more specific to your layout as well.
And what about like honey production or things like that, or beehives?
So with bees, what we found is that when we measured with the bees, their general vitality actually increased by almost 3x, 300%.
300%.
So they're more awake, they're more alert, they're more in tune. And then these beekeepers told me that what they didn't expect to see is that in order to go handle the bees, usually you need to smoke them, right? Yeah. Just to kind of calm them down. And they said, we don't have to do that anymore. We don't have to smoke the bees anymore. We can actually go out and just handle the beehives. They're all so docile. They're not stressed. They can tell that they're more relaxed.
And I can share this with you. So we got beehives. I don't know anything about bees, right? But we hired an expert to come and drop off some boxes. And in the first 9 or so months, we have 30 pounds of honey out of 2 boxes. Oh. And Carlos is now going and he's harvesting the honey without a bee suit. Yeah. And he used to use a smoker. And anyway, it's amazing what's going on here. And I do believe, now I don't know what I don't know. I don't know how any of this stuff works, right? It's like people don't even know how electricity works, quite frankly. Yeah. But I'm glad it's here, and I feel like there's something happening here. And based on what's all around us, I'm glad the system's here.
Man, I'm glad it's here too. This is a perfect showcase for what you have going on.
Let's show them real quick, just so it can be on the same video. All right, so this is a symbol about what we are all about. This is from Hank Willis Thomas, who suffered through apartheid, And that is the weapon of choice for a lot of the tyrannical states. And anyway, check this out. This is a 16-month-old food forest. Look at the bananas coming in all over the place. Look at this. This is called our permaculture pathway. 16 months ago, there was nothing here but sand. And look at all the bees. Look at them all. And the smells. You can smell the basil, and all this is edible. It's like a living, look at the butterflies here. It's like a bird, butterfly, bee, life-giving paradise. So, Dan, I just want to thank you, man. It's just, I love what you're doing.
Man, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
It's wonderful. It's a mission,
Yeah.
and we're wanting to give people freedom to thrive.
Yeah.
That's what we're able to do. So thank you.
Awesome, brother. Check it out, Essential Energy. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
All right, ciao.